After 14 miles of mostly slogging to windward, I am back in Key West to reprovision and top off on my water supply and regroup for my second and hopefully successful attempt to make it out to the Dry Tortugas. I'm going to try to get into Garrison Bight. Anyway, I'll text you. And there's a sunken boat up here. I don't recall that. Looks like this latest weather front did do some damage. That looks like a fairly well-maintained boat too. Don't hit that boat, Appledore. There's Fazizi. That was a Russian Whitbread. That was the old Whitbread 70s with those bows that were like ski slopes. Yeah, she comes through the wind nicely. A milder cold front just passed last night, and it is now late afternoon, and it looks like a long enough window to sail out to the Dry Tortugas, have a day to spend there, and enough time to sail back before, you guessed it, the next big cold front hits. All right, you're Jason. Joe. All right, well, thanks. Good to, yeah, I'm off to Dry Tortugas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. There you go.
Cheers. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Look, thanks. And we are off. And, yeah, so far it's actually pretty pleasant out here. Feel a little bad about being curt with that guy who was it's one of my fans there, but he did kind of get me at a bad time. That was a little tricky getting off of the anchor with that much wind and swell and everything else. So there's a few other people out here sailing. So I think we're just going to continue under the Double Reef Main for a while. We only got 60 miles to go, and it's about 4 in the afternoon. So, so at 4 knots, that's what, 15 hours. That would get us in, you know, kind of mid-morning tomorrow into the Dry Tortugas, and we'll put the headsail on at some point here. But well, we kind of got some lee shelter here, and it's pretty comfortable. Yeah, I'm for just kind of driving slow out here. Well, good morning. It is the 10th of February, 2022. And the sun has just lifted up over the horizon. Dead ahead, that's Fort Jefferson. And I don't know if you can make that out. There's a sailing yacht moving out under power. So that's opening up an anchoring spot for me if it's crowded. So now we gotta navigate our way in and find a spot to anchor. Yeah, I see it looks like another sailboat. As usual, I'm wrong way Harry here. I'm always going the opposite direction as everybody else. I don't know if you can hear it above the wind noise, but there's all these, I think they're city turns. God, they make a racket. They do warn you about that in this anchorage. The turns are really noisy. The birds, I'll have to look up what they are. The birds are really noisy. So navigating by eye, as the water is fairly clear here, and also referring to the chart plotter. And as we come into the channel, we're changing course and the wind is kind of coming forward here, so I'm getting a little nervous because I'm just sailing under the mainsail, which doesn't give her much power when she's close hauled. Continuing to crank in here, and I'm gonna have to throw a tack in. We're getting too far off to the starboard hand side of the channel. I'm just nursing her there. There's still some swell here, and she does not have much driving power. So we'll see how well she comes back around onto port tack. She's responding to her helm. Slowly but surely, she's coming around. We're starting to pick up a little more wind now, so she's beginning to pick up some speed. But not going to clear that red on the starboard hand side, so we're going to have to throw one more tack in. Oh, come on, baby. There she goes. She's coming around. Well, looks like we got it now. We should be able to make it into the anchorage on this final tack. Once inside, one finds oneself in an exceptionally beautiful anchorage. Quite unlike anything I've seen in the Florida Keys. It is also very tranquil, though said tranquility is occasionally interrupted by the seaplane. History lesson here. Building a city on the sea. So in contrast with soldiers' barracks, the 3-story 68-room officers' quarters, comfort for officers, women, children, slaves, or servants. The complex began in 1848, was enlarged, and it never fully consists of 3 rows. So I still don't have an explanation as to what strategic value there was basically to holding down a sandbar, because it's not like they had any way of detecting ships. Ships didn't have AIS transponders back then, so enemy ships could just avoid the place altogether.